So this video is about a trip that I took to Victoria Falls, which is in Zimbabwe, Africa, Southern Africa. All right, so I'm going to narrate a little bit here. This is a gas station that we stopped at on our way to kind of get some refreshments and stretch our legs out a little bit. As we pan over, you can see some of the local cows. Pretty looking cow actually right there. And then I think there were restrooms. Yeah, that's the gents and that's the ladies' restrooms. So basically, just a hole in the ground. A pit latrine is what they call them. And what was hanging there was a water bottle to wash your hands as well. So this part of the video picks up heading into the actual city of Victoria Falls. So you can see some billboards out there for healthcare and all sorts of stuff. You got a train on the side of the road right there, clearly not working anymore. And then some soapstone sculptures over there, which Zimbabwe is pretty famous for. But you'll see those elephants, hippos, and whatever else kind of creatures made out of them. Here you're just passing, this is an ice cream guy right there, that's an ice cream vendor. We passed a truck that was doing tours, and a pretty nice city, not bad at all. This was actually the first time I've ever been to Victoria Falls, so it was kind of cool being out there. What we're passing here, you can see those buses on the side of the road. Those are all taxis that people use to go back and forth. It's like one of the biggest modes of transport out there. And then that sign says, "Welcome to Victoria Falls," if I remember that correctly. I think I tried to hit it like this, but I couldn't quite make out what it was saying. But something about Victoria Falls Wildlife Sanctuary or something or the other. So there'll be a little hike after you park that takes you into Victoria Falls itself, or takes you to the falls themselves. And this is that path that kind of takes you in there. And the whole time you're going through this, it's really loud, right? You can hear the falls. That's them peeking through the trees there, but it's really loud. There's a light sprinkling coming from the falls, so even on a hot day, you feel kind of cool. You can see how the pathway is kind of wet right now. I'll be I'll go quiet here, and then I'm just gonna play the video for you so you guys can just kind of hear it for yourselves, right? And kind of experience it, via video without me talking over it. And I'll stop it whenever I feel like there's something worth noting or mentioning, but tons of families out there just touring and visiting it. So some fun facts about Victoria Falls are, it is the largest waterfall in the world, and it's split up actually, and right on the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia. So on the Zambian side, you can actually swim. I think I captured some footage that will be coming up later, but you can swim on the Zambian side. And on the Zimbabwean side, I think that's actually the only side where you can actually view the waterfalls. So you kind of have to choose if you want to swim or if you want to see the falls. So we chose to see the falls because I think there's a video on here I'll show you where people are swimming on the other side, and it just looks so dangerous, like they're just gonna fall across or fall over the falls. So, but it would be nice to go back next time and try to do the swim side as well. So let's see what else. I think, what did they say? Victoria Falls. It's got an actual local name, which it's escaping me right now, but it translates to the smoke that thunders. And Victoria Falls is actually a name that it was given to it by David Livingstone, who is a missionary from back in the old days, who I guess was the first European to see the falls, allegedly. Um, then what else? Victoria Falls is actually, yeah, it's one of the wonders, one of the seven natural wonders of the world, right? So there's the Grand Canyon, the Barrier Reef, Mount Everest, and I'm forgetting the other ones, but Victoria Falls is one of those. And popular belief, because you always see one picture, is that it's just one fall. Because when you're looking at a postcard, you think, oh, yeah, this is just it. But it's actually a series of falls, so more than just one, and it stretches over. I'm not sure exactly what the distance is, but it's pretty substantial, right? Um, 500 liters of water cascade every minute, so that is a lot of water, all right? What else is it? I think those are all the things that I remember. The this time of the year when we were there, it's actually the lighter part of the year. The water actually gets a little bit more extreme than what it was here. But even now, being there, it was still plenty loud. So absolutely fantastic and amazing being out there. Okay, so right about here, that's where the swimmers were. I think if you look, where was that? I think over to the right a little bit. I panned over because they were sitting right about there. Yep, you can kind of make them out. There's quite a few people in the water right there. That is actually on the Zambian side, and that's where they can swim. But you can see they're right on the edge of that waterfall. So absolutely insane. Um, but I don't know. Seems like a good time of some sort. But yeah, look forward to doing that next time I'm out there, actually.
vamwe vaenda uko
mira, mano. Bunu wachinesa mazira yani kwanira.
Let's go, Mom.
Nice crocs. And that is a statue of David Livingstone, and the physician, missionary, and the guy that wanted to abolish slavery, as far as the story or legend goes. And yeah, overall, interesting guy. Attacked by a lion once, even. This path here leads you out of Victoria Falls, the park itself, and there's some cool skeletons here coming up.
This is the elephant carcass here. You can see where the bones will be. So coming here, these are the elephant teeth, these ones here. And also by the corner there, that's a warthog. This one here with the big boss here, that's the male buffalo over there. And also coming to this one, this is for the cats, like a lion. And also here, that's a baboon over there. And here in front, that's a leopard tortoise. These two leopard tortoise. And then on the other side, the small skull size, like this size, that's a monkey over there. Then this is the water bug. So the water bug, the male is only the one which carries on. And also coming here, this is the zebra. And on the other side there, that's a bushbuck, the impala there, and also the common duiker here. And this is the giraffe, big one here. And coming here, this is the rhino. You can see that big hole, that's where the horn will be. And also, this is the big guy here, the hippo. You can see those canines.
Very nice. Thank you. All right, so here we moved on to the gift shops, and you'll see some pretty cool stuff. Like those houses there are made out of thatched roofs, right? So that's basically grass. So super, super cool the way that's set up. I'd love to have a house that kind of looks like that here. How long does this thatch last? The roof?
It can last for more than 10 years.
10 years.
This is what we use in the rural areas.
Yes.
Are you done?
Let's go take ice cream inside. This day, another.
Now I can sell you $1 billion, eh? Maybe I sell you
All
the
right,
crazy
so
one.
here we're getting ready to leave the Victoria Falls Park area here, and it was amazing. It was a good experience. It was nice being around the waterfalls, so much water. I mean, and I love the spirit of the people out there, the locals, so enterprising. Everybody's a businessman. They're out there, they're working day in, day out, Monday through Sunday. They're out here taking care of business. So humbling, so proud. The creativity, a lot of this stuff they've actually made themselves. It's not bought at a factory or on Amazon or whatever it is. So regardless, this is heading out of the park, and um, cool trip overall. Down the road here, we're actually traveling in a Lexus GX 460, or the equivalent, which is a Toyota Land Cruiser. So this Land Cruiser, they no longer make this in the US. I think it's trying to come back again, but that's what this is. So I was actually kind of fascinated because at this moment, I actually had a Lexus GX 460. So it was kind of weird riding in a similar vehicle, but just rebadged. Up front here, I think there was an accident, or not think. Well, yeah, a truck went off the road, I believe is what happened. And so I can imagine if this was in the US, right, there'd be like 7 miles of traffic waiting to get through this. But it wasn't a very busy road, so not a lot of traffic here. And you don't get fire trucks, police cars, and everybody just kind of come to the aid. So I think the locals kind of do their own thing and kind of make it work. Again, just being enterprising. You're just the resources that you're used to just having here in the U.S. It's not quite like that. When something happens, you really got to try to take care of it yourself. So we fortunately had a 4-wheel drive vehicle here, and not that it was that off-roady, but we were able to just swing off the road and go around these trucks. But you notice the semis also here don't have the big nose that U.S. trucks do. So your typical semi truck in the U.S. has a pretty long front. This is how the trucks overseas look, and actually in Europe as well. The U.S., I think, is one of the last remaining places that has those big nose trucks. There we go. And yeah, no, maybe not an accident. Maybe somebody just taking care of a truck that broke down. Something to that effect. But anyways, we're on our way. And the next video, we're going to pick up from the lodge itself, or from the game park. And we got to see some lions. We saw some, didn't see any hippos, but giraffes, leopard even, and pretty cool experience. So if you're into that kind of thing, I think the next video is going to be featuring some of that. So one of the beauties of private game reserves like this is that they're still a little bit more wild, right? They don't have as much traffic, and you are more likely to see animals undisturbed in their natural habitat. They have strict rules against driving too far off-road and all those kinds of things. So it's a good way to go if you're going to go see these parks. 10 to 15 minutes to get to the camp.
Yes.
Are we going to see any animals in here?
Yeah, we might see some animals like kudos and elephants. We sometimes see some buffaloes crossing.
Okay. It's a good thing we got this Prado, because this doesn't even feel very bad.
Yes, yes. So this car has a strong engine.
Yes.
Yeah, you can even spend 5 days without switching it off.
5 days?
Yes, driving around.
Oh, very
We'll
nice.
just refueling only.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there was a road to America, you could use this car.
If there was a what?
If there was a road
Yeah.
to America.
You could drive this car all the way
Yes,
there?
all the way to America.
In the US, these are not diesel, they're petrol.
They're petrol.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's, I think I told you, it's actually called a Lexus GX460.
Yes.
Yes. I actually have one of those.
So here the petrol is very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Here the petrol car will be cheaper than the diesel one.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, in the US, a diesel car is about 10,000 more. You pay 10,000 more for the same car when it's diesel.
Okay, because it saves fuel.
They used to save fuel, but they now have this diesel exhaust fluid that you have to put in. You guys don't have that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so now ever since then, it seems they're not as efficient as they used to be, but I don't know. It could just be, could be something else, but they're not as efficient, I think, as they used to be. Like the old diesels, you could drive a very long way, it seemed like. But
so if you check on this one, I drove more than 100 kilometers, but the gauge is still on the full.
okay, so it's still good to go.
Yeah, so they are fuel safe.
Do you know how many miles you get per tank?
This one I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the game drives ones, we once tried to check with the gauge and the kilometers. So we put something like full tank.
Yes.
Then we drove about 70 kilometers.
All right.
No, we drove about 130 kilometers.
All right.
To check on our way back, we just refueled to the level where it was before.
All right.
Then we put it something like 7 liters. So I think on this car I can go maybe 150 kilometers using 7 liters.
7 liters. Okay. Very cool. So how many acres of land? Do you know how many acres of land Matezi is?
But that is 50,000 hectares.
50,000 hectares.
50,000 hectares. I'm not sure about the acres.
Yeah.